Yo boys, welcome to another video. And in today's video I'm going to be talking about how to go from being a good appointment setter into a great appointment setter with high demand. Because as the market gets more saturated, there's going to be more base level appointment setters out there. There's, even since when I started, there was literally no appointment setters on the market. There was no one talking about it, no one doing it. And I don't know about you boys, if you notice, if you're in the sales industry, if you're in the game, you're going to know that there's more and more people started talking about appointment setting. Even if these people haven't even come up for appointment setting, they'll claim they have. And there's a lot of people talking about appointment setting, talking about closing. And if you're going to get flushed out of the market if you're not a great appointment setter, because the supply and demand, it's gonna get to a point where there's too much supply and not enough demand. But if you're a really good appointment setter, there's always going to be demand for good appointment setters. So a good appointment setter does the basics well. So they're good at inbound, they're good at taking in leads, they're good at warming them up, and they're good at booking calls. But that's not what you want as to be a great appointment setter. To scale past 3K, to get to that 5K mark, it's so important to implement little things into your appointment setting game. So a lot of appointment setters out there, they'll just try and cherry pick their clients. Cherry pick, so they're only doing inbound leads, they're not dealing with outbound. But outbound, there's actually a bigger opportunity with outbound than inbound, because inbound, there's a cap at how many inbound leads you're going to get. There's a cap at how many likes or followers you're going to get. But outbound, there's an unlimited amount of outbound clients. There's an unlimited amount of sources where you can find outbound people for the business, right? You can message, there's how many users on Instagram? I don't know, but a ridiculous amount. Every single one of these can potentially be a lead. Of course, not all of them are going to be qualified, but you know what I'm saying in terms of the difference between outbound and inbound. So you need to be really good at outbound first and foremost. You need to be really good at sourcing your own leads. You need to be really good at trying different messaging, whether that be direct, indirect. You need to be really good at having a good conversion rate with your messaging, and really doing little details like tracking things in your CRM and making sure everything's up to date with follow-ups. And I'll tell you a little tip for follow-ups in a bit, but making sure your follow-up dates are correct, and making sure that you know the exact percentages for each conversion rate in each message you send, so you know what's going to work best. Obviously that's just one thing with outbound, but even with inbound, there's things that you want to be adding extra value to your client. You want to be telling them to implement this with his VSL. You want to be warm. You don't want to be bullshitting. You don't want to be kind of going through too long conversations, because I know some really good appointment setters, but they're not quite at that point where they can call themselves great, just because it takes them too long to book a certain amount of calls. If you can make it so you're a savage, you can start booking calls and making it really efficient, that's when you're going to start leveling up and making more money from it. Like I said, I was going to give you a tip with follow-ups. So follow-ups is so important. That's another key thing that a lot of good appointment setters miss out. But if you can master follow-ups, that's going to create a whole new set of leads that are potentially going to convert to booked calls, potentially making you more money, right? Obviously, follow-ups, that's when someone's aired you or ghosted you. What I've tried, so I used to follow up, yo, bro, or did my message land, bro, or are we good, bro? And they won't even open it, or you'll get left unseen. An absolute banger. Secret sauce, boys. GIFs. GIFs are your best friend with follow-ups. So if I use the Barack Obama GIF where he's like, and this works all the time, because even if people because you can't see a GIF before you press on it, so they're instantly going to look at it, and then sometimes people put laughing emojis, sometimes it'll just be like, oh, my bad, bro. And I don't know why GIFs work. I don't know what, it must trigger some humane kind of thing that makes them want to reply, because they don't reply to just another message like yo bro or question marks. They don't reply to that. But when you use GIFs, I don't know why, the conversion rate is insane, boys. So that's a bit of sauce there. But there's all sorts of little things like making sure you go from the top of your DM inbox to the bottom, and making sure you do things like even on Instagram where you can label different things, so I've got everything set out. And like I said, CRM is so important, but there's so many key things that you need to sharpen up on if you want to become a great appointment setter. And great appointment setters, that's how you're going to scale past the 5K per month and going to 10K per month. It's all about providing as much value as you can, because what you earn is directly correlated to how much value you're providing to the market. And if you're an appointment setter and you can provide an insane value to the market and an insane value to your client, he's going to be willing to pay you more, or a different client is going to be willing to take you on for more, or someone with more demand. That's why the people like Iman Ghazi or whatever, they're going to have appointment setters, and these guys are not going to be fucking around. They're going to be insane appointment setters, not because they have any other knowledge than you, just because every single detail is so sharp and so run through. So this is just a quick video, boys, but it's just kind of telling you what's going to separate you from the crowd in the pack, because there's going to be a lot of more people coming into the market right now, coming into the industry, wanting your spot. And if you can't even match them or do better than them, they're going to come and take your money. Take your money, take your missus, take your house, take your wife. So, obviously I'm messing, boys, but you know what I'm saying? You need to be able to sharpen up your game to, you know, be above the crowd. So if this helped, boys, I hope you liked, subscribe, and comment for any more video recommendations, boys. Keep grinding.